Hey, JRT here and welcome back to another video. This is Hardcore Domination and we will be playing on Stronghold. And see, I'm looking at a guy named Gabriel and he had like a 2-something KD. And I knew I had to switch up my score streaks as quickly as I can in order to play against them just in case. And all three, in his party, all three of those guys had like a 2 KD and a high SPM and a decent win-loss. So this was going to be a tough match. I am playing with subscribers, some that are still improving. And I like to do a big shout out on Paris, Bad Panda, Brooks, and Muzza Fuzza. Those guys were some of the subscribers that were watching my stream that wanted to play with me. And these guys, they pulled out all the stops to beat this team. It's a big accomplishment because 3 of those guys have way better stats. And I know stats don't mean everything, but it does indicate the type of game you're about to get into. So whether or not these guys were legit, they only had like a few, like one guy had like 17 hours of game time, the other guy had 2 days. So I mean, it could just be because they reset their stats, but they did get plenty of nuclears it seems, and they do have high KDs and high SPMs. One of them does have a YouTube channel. But regardless, let's go ahead and analyze the gameplay. Let's start off by saying that I'm not really communicating with the team because I'm in a private party chat. The reason being is I'm streaming and I don't want too much conversation between what I'm trying to say to people in my chat on my stream versus somebody in the lobby. And these guys did it without me even doing any kind of call out. So I think this gameplay is a big accomplishment on everyone's part, and they can hear me. Most of them had their computer or their phone next to them, so they can hear me talk still. And I was trying to tell them that they are going to rush this right side right off the bat. That was the thing I was trying to tell them. And a really big shout out for BZ. He's not even part of our team, but he capped like 15 captures or something like that this game. Outrageous amount of caps. So big shout out to BZ, and he actually played against us in the next game, and surprisingly we got our butts whooped the game after this, but that's in another video. If you really want to understand what went wrong, you can watch the stream. This was all captured on stream on Saturday, September 10th, 2016. Highly recommend you check it out. Had a few 100 gameplays and a few nuclears, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. But again, these guys are rushing the spawn like crazy, totally ignoring B. They want to get their score streaks, and all I was doing was hunting them down the entire time. And my team, the subscribers, my friends, I call them my friends now since they're on my friends list now. So big shout out to you guys. You guys did an awesome job. I really expected this match to be a lot more difficult than what it was, but everybody played like they were supposed to. They defended the flags like they were supposed to. They hunted down the guys that were running around in our spawn, which is great because most people will ignore them. So I mean, there are so many great things that came from this gameplay. We even made them rage quit. I believe either late in the first round or early second round, I don't know. All I do know is they ended up rage quitting, which is a big accomplishment again. And people like that, you can tell they're going to have their win-losses. Even if they reset their stats, their win-losses are going to be horrible if they continue to rage quit like that. I could never stand rage quitters, and I've never rage quitted in any game. I don't know why anybody would, but the fact still remains the same. They rage quitted in the middle of the match, and I say that's poor sportsmanship. I mean, if they want to consider gaming a sport, well, it's poor sportsmanship. I got a little frustrated with BZ. He was just kind of staring at him, and one of the things you want to do when you're on a flag is continue to look where they're going to spawn like I'm doing. I kind of jump up and down to make sure that I'm not going to get killed like I just did. I thought the guy was watching the front door. Unfortunately, I kind of trusted him a little too much. But most of these guys, they just wanted to run and get kills. And that was their biggest downfall. I understand that they were trying to get a score streaks to be able to capture a flag, But 3 of those guys had high SPMs and high KDs. There's no excuse. One person could be capping while the rest of them could be pushing forward against our spawn. They could have easily taken us out if they wanted to, but instead all of them were too selfish to try to get kills. Right now I'm just checking my corners, just making sure they're not hiding in some corner. BZ again on the flag. He's just a flag capping fiend. See, I think some of our biggest downfalls in this, not in this game, but in the game after this one, I'm not going to do a video on it, but if you guys really want to see the frustration that I had and the other players had, I'd highly recommend going onto the stream. It's just right after this gameplay, and it's on Combine. Definitely on Combine. And the reason why is, as you can see in this video, although we're capping all 3 flags, we don't really have a whole lot of defense. And I'm starting to notice a trend whenever I start playing with people, that everybody's trying to get those kills or get the flags, but instead we end up rotating the spawn drastically, and we never get to defend. There's not a lot of defense. Usually I have like 9, 10, even 20 defends each gameplay, at the end of each gameplay. And the closest guy to me typically is like 1. So a lot of people don't even defend the flags, and that's part of domination. We've got to defend the flags. And that was our biggest downfall. We were doing great in the next game after this, and we were capping the flags like we were supposed to. We were really doing great, but then all of a sudden we lost it about halfway through the game. See right there, I've only got 3 defends. But the next game, about halfway through that game, we ended up losing control because we couldn't defend anything. And part of that was my fault as well. Halftime. Great first half though. Great first half. They're already negative, so you can tell they're going to end up packing out soon. One of them already left the game. As you can see, some of them already rushed our spawn. Gabriel did. He's on the other side of B right now, and he got taken out by BZ. So they were rushing our spawn again, just to get kills but not capture the flags. So my technique though is to guard B as long as I can. That's why I didn't rush A right off the bat. I wanted to stay near B just in case he tried to rush it, and they're all backed out now. All of them just backed out. But my idea was to try to get ahead of B, stay in front of B so that whoever's on the flag can capture it. Domination is just one of those matches that you really have to have teamwork. And although I didn't do any callouts or anything this match, they didn't need me. None of these guys need me. They played great. Sure, some of them went negative, but they played the objective, and that's all that really matters. I love this right side. I try to run that right side with the rocks as much as I can. That's one of my biggest routes. Also, they tend to spawn right on the other side of this building, on the left side. Right where I'm looking, on the other side of that wall, this is where they tend to spawn. We lost Alpha. They tend to spawn inside that bunker as well, that's why I'm kind of looking. They spawn at A, and someone's near the building at A, they'll spawn inside that bunker. Which is a great spot for some kill feeds. Down here on the left side they'll spawn, and on the right. I know they were coming that direction. I can hear them too. Nice little quad there. So the biggest accomplishment has already been done. They defeated the players that they should have defeated, and really held them back as much as they could, and made them rage quit. So the rest of this game was pretty much easy. Especially when you already have all the score streaks like the hater and things of that nature. I got my little power core out there. I got the power core particularly because if they ended up getting a score streak on us, I'll be able to take it out as quickly as I can. That's something that I really want to stress, is if you're a big killer, you have like a 2 KD and a high SPM, and you're playing by yourself, go for those score streaks. And even if you don't have a high KD and high SPM, if your team, you can tell that your team is trying to go for those flags and they continue to run for them blindly, then try to help them out. You realize that they're going to get killed a lot because they're running at it blindly. You go for the kills. You try to get your score streaks. You defend that flag as much as you can so that the teammates that are actually going for that flag blindly won't get shot. So you try to defend them as much as you can. You don't have to have a high KD or high SPM. You just gotta play smart. That's what it comes down to. My biggest slogan on my channel is play smart. Oh, I was a little confused on that part. I shot at him, but somehow he ended up jumping. So I must have been aiming at his feet. That's pretty much the game. I went 56 and 14, no great feat, but I had 12 defends, and that's what I was talking about. If you get all those defends, that's what you really need. Focus on those defends after you captured a flag, especially around B. Defend it. But I also recommend pushing their spawn. Don't go into it, but push their spawn. If you push their spawn, you continue to guard B, and if they come up behind you and land on B, then you just turn around and shoot them off the flag. So at the end of this gameplay, I went ahead and kept the last few minutes into the next match, just so that I can show you guys each one of their stats, and show you guys how well our team, subscribers, friends, whatever you want to call them, how well they played. They just played magnificently. 753 SPM, not too bad. Now I'm just trying to scroll through to find the team we were playing against to show you guys what their stats were and to prove how well our team played against these guys. He's claiming he had 188 nuclears, 2.9 KD, win losses of 3.12 with a score per minute of 551 it appears. Next guy's 2.79, 2.46 win loss. Not bad at all. The last guy ended up having like a 2.17 KD, and he had like a lower win loss. But regardless, the team played great against these guys, and I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you next time.